Well, greetings everyone. Let me start by thanking Get a Better Life TV and their team. I am Olatunji Osomorin, representing Ketus Ifa Institute, an educational institute that is registered according to the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. We have Ketus Ifa Institute. We organize so many master classes. We do so many live online. As an AWO that has gone through Itowobiye, for want of a better word, ordination, we have been training people in the conventional way, just the way my elders have been doing it. But we now discover that with the global influence and communication system, that was what made us to establish Ketus Ifa Institute, to actually teach Ifa language in 7 different languages. So Ketus Ifa Institute, we have so many programs. We run our Ifa fundamental class, which should make you to become an effective practitioner of the tradition. Or if you are just seeking spiritual knowledge and understanding spirituality, that's a very basic course that we normally run. We also have Kapon program where you go through the 256 Odu if you are interested in becoming an AWO. We also have the Akoshe program, which is essentially about medicine, and not just medicine alone. We teach allopathy, homeopathy, and also homeopathic and naturopathic as well. All is in Ifa in so many ways. So we teach about the Edeawo, the Ifa meta language, and while we do this, we can also facilitate so many rite of passages, from Esentaye to naming ceremony, Isiku, that is funeral rites, the transitional rites for those who transited, marriage, among all other things. There is nothing about Ifa tradition that Ketus Ifa Institute cannot package for you. We do so many master classes online. We teach people about Oshoronga. We teach people about Eshu. We talk about different Imale, Obatala, and we have so many of these publications that we are going to bring out for our people to be well enriched and know who they are, what they are, and what is out there for them.
The languages that you mentioned, can you tell us the languages?
Oh, the different languages?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, when I spoke about teaching Ifa in different languages, one, primarily our mother tongue, we teach Yoruba in Edeawo, what some people will call Yoruba. We teach Ifa in English as well. We teach Ifa in Spanish. We teach Ifa in Portuguese. We teach Ifa in Russian language. We teach Ifa in French. And the other one which we are trying to break through is the Chinese language for the 7th one. We have some Chinese students who we met in Venezuela and other places who have migrated, and they are broadening our student base. So it's Chinese, it's French, it's Portuguese, Spanish, Russia, English, and my mother tongue, Edeawo.
All right. Please, for those who are not Nigerians, can you just tell us about yourself properly, for those who are not Nigerians, to know you much better, your hometown, where you are from and all that, your background, a little bit.
Okay. Originally, I was born in Remo. But my ancestors are from Eposo Remo, where I am the Araba now. So from Remo, I went to school in Shagamu, where I had my primary and secondary school education, proceeded to Babalawo University to study engineering, did my master's in engineering also in the University of Ibadan, and I teach in a number of institutions, Remo Polytechnic, and also do some engineering works with some other company before I was on my way, like I said earlier, to UNAB, seeking another teaching job. But from that one, it sent me back to where my uncle normally said I would be, that is sitting down to do Ifa works. And it was on that day that I met the lady that was bringing a lot of Caribbeans, Americans to me, and they invited me to London. Another person invited me to Trinidad in 2003 specifically. And after the first visit to Trinidad in 2003, where we have a lot of lectures, seminars with Louis Brown Clark, who I always call my mother in the West. And from then, I started going to Trinidad once every year before we went there and lived there with my family in 2010. But I am also actively involved in what is happening in Nigeria. In the last 1 year, I will have been in Nigeria like 3 times, and I'm hoping to come back not too long.
Okay, please, can you just share your background in Ifa, like how you started and, just how you got to have the wisdom of Ifa?
Okay. Well, I was born into the family called Gongon Ogun in Remo, in Ajino center of the market. So I normally say Ifa and Oshegun, the act of making medicine and divination, are the sperm, the gene with which my father impregnated my mother. And that was why I was born with that energy. So I grew up as an Omoriate, learning Ifa from home, seeing African culture and tradition. And then that saddled with my Western education. But what really did a great job is that during my university days, plenty has to strike. Plenty strike in the university. So I find myself back home learning Ifa. So not knowing that I am actually being led in the proper way. So my 5 years program in Ile-Ife ended up to be 7 or 8 years. And then with the foundation I already have that built the superstructure on the foundation. So I learned Ifa at home. I was born in it. I grew up in it. I took time to study it and travel far and wide, especially when I met my wife, Olukokemi, who is from Osun Togo family in Ibadan or Agbole Shuawele. So we went around so many states, and we were able to see what is missing in this rite of passage in this city, what is added to in that city, and we're able to evolve a more detailed, most comprehensive way of doing rite of passages.
All right, thank you, sir. So your Ifa program, the institute that you're talking about, what of those who are not residents of Trinidad, how can they enjoy or how can they benefit from the institute?
Oh, those who are resident outside Trinidad and Tobago can still partake and take advantage of our program. Once you follow us, send us email, WhatsApp message. We have students in Canada, in Russia, like I said, we have students in China. So what we do is that we have a program where we teach you online, video, audio, via Zoom and so many other platforms. And we organize whether you will be visiting our base for what we call both theory and practical, or if it's a place where there are a number of students there, our team can also go there and do practicals for them, because Ifa's knowledge is not about theory alone. You are, like I said earlier, you have to see and hear. Then you will know what to do and what you are doing. So the advantage is there for non-residents in the Caribbean, wherever you are in the whole world, it can be packaged. And we travel so many places to do practical sessions. December I was in Venezuela, Caracas, although it was cold, but we dealt with it. So in April, we are going to be in Belize to do another program. And May, June, we're going to be in New York. So I can share the Institute program of activities for the rest of the year. And so there's nowhere you are, there's a barrier to learn. No, the barrier has been broken down by communication system and gadgets.